It's not a tax, it's a fee. And remember, the Koch brothers make more in one day than you or I do in an entire year.
I dig down deep, 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 deep.
I'm Jesse Pettyboat, and you're watching Dig Deep, the show where we take a complicated topic and make it easier. For the 2018 election, come on down for the ballot bonanza. We're breaking down every single ballot measure in both Washington and Oregon, so you can vote smart. I spent hours reading Ballotpedia and researching, so all you have to do is watch this video. I'll give you the background and the facts, and then I'll give you my scalding wit and researched opinions. You don't have to vote how I do, but you sure as heck can't be ignorant. Voting yes on 1631 would invest more than $1 billion per year in new revenue into clean energy, energy efficiency, transportation, rural investments, water, and more in order to address climate change. Voting no on 1631 would leave us to face impending global disaster and charge the fossil fuel industry nothing for it. Starting in 2020, Washington would be investing more than $1 billion each year into battling climate change and helping the communities most impacted by it. Of that $1 billion, 70% is going to clean air and clean energy. That's not just for new solar and wind farms, energy efficiency, or electric vehicles. It also goes to help low-income families pay for rising energy costs and help displace fossil fuel workers in the new energy economy. You said people are going to lose their jobs. The new energy economy will actually be creating more than 40,000 jobs each year from 1631 investments alone. These are skilled labor blue-collar jobs that are easily transferred from building fossil fuel infrastructure to building sustainable infrastructure. Of that 70%, or $700 million annually, there's a specific breakout for the people most screwed by climate change. See, along the way to causing climate change, oil companies polluted, extracted, and exploited certain communities to get their fossil fuels and turn them into energy. And now those same communities just happen to be the same ones getting hit first and worse by climate change while having the least safeguards. 5% or $50 million annually must go to healthy communities, which are projects like helping battle increased wildfires or relocating people on tribal lands displaced by rising seas, and educational programs. This 5% has a huge emphasis on rural communities, which are legally required to be a part of the rulemaking process for the investments, because who knows better what's good for a community than people in that community? I think I know better. I am the one with millions of dollars. Yes, most of it was from my father, and not because I'm particularly smarter than anyone, but I will wield it like I am. And the last 25% goes to clean water and healthy forests. These projects are huge for creating jobs, and they're doing things that make our natural systems more resilient to the oncoming impacts of climate change. Things like restoring estuaries, improving forest health, and even supporting the timber industry. Hi, yeah, I would like to host a video series covering these projects. Not a good use of funding. Well, fine, I'll just apply for a public radio grant. 1631 would require companies to pay $15 per metric ton of CO2 they emit starting in 2020. The fee would generate $100 billion annually in the first year, and increase by $2 every year until Washington's emission goals are met, ideally in 2035. Not that we have that much time. If you implement this fee, we're gonna raise energy prices on people. We are facing a global crisis, the threat of which gets worse with every passing day. Meanwhile, fossil fuel companies have spent more than $20 million on this campaign alone, and more than $30 million on a fracking campaign in Colorado. And they've spent plenty more stopping other legislation across the globe in the past, lobbying and investing in new fossil fuel infrastructure even after they knew climate change was a problem, and then spent even more money misleading the public about it for decades. So if we're gonna get mad at anyone for raising energy costs, get mad at the fossil fuel industry for wasting so much time and money when they knew it wouldn't last, because they decided it was worth the lives lost and time just to make a few billion more dollars for their CEOs. How much are billions of lives really worth? Not that much. If you like this video, don't forget to punch that like button and send it over to your friends because they need to vote too. Subscribe for more videos like this, and then check out the Election 2018 playlist for every single ballot bonanza video. Then it's time to vote. You can vote by mail, drop off, or in person. You can find deadlines and locations and more at vote.org or by Googling Vote Washington or Vote Oregon. See you on the other side.